Usually we dive right into a meditation. We will do a meditation activation, but before, I really want to share with you some deep insights and personal reflections, as well as some questions to alchemize some aspects of us that still subscribe to victimhood. And we will look at victimhood not as something, bad or wrong. It's just, I will dive deep into this polarity, right? Victimhood and divine creator. And we will see that everything is divine on that spectrum. It just, some things are no longer serving us in our lives. So we will lovingly let them go today. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. We have more people who registered for this event, so I'm expecting to see more faces. And friends, if you want to turn your cameras on, I would love to see your faces. I would love to say hello. It's a very safe and loving environment, so don't be shy. Yvonne is here. Welcome, Yvonne. All right, why don't we start? Hello, my friend. It's 12:01, so why don't we dive in? All right. So, your power within, earth healing for conscious leaders. So before going into this pattern of victimhood, because I've been studying this pattern for some time, because I was really deep into this pattern and I saw my entire lineage fully representing this pattern. And at one point of my business journey, I realized that, this pattern is not serving me. So I went deep into the layers of that pattern, which I will be sharing with you. But before going into the pattern of victimhood, I want to share with you just, a model how I see we create our reality, so that when I talk about victimhood on the individual level and on the collective level, you will actually you will be able to see and imagine the field around us and how we shape and affect that field with our energy. And then you will be able to imagine how we actually create a unified, a collective field, all of us, right? Radiating our predominant signature into the field, and how we actually create the environment for things that we're witnessing in our world right now. Okay, so just so you have this beautiful, just so you have this visual understanding, because then when we go into the healing practice, into the meditation, you will be able to use those visuals to clear the field around you and to activate the collective field with more light and love. Okay, so our individual field, what does it mean, right? So you and I, we have our individual frequency, our signature, our predominant vibrational signature. I have my signature, Darla has yours, my neighbor across the street, she has yours. So we vibrate at a certain frequency. And our vibrational signature, predominant vibrational signature, creates this field around us. So how do we create this field around us? So we are vibrational beings, right? So the core behind every thought is energy. So behind every thought, there is either belief or inner knowing. There's some kind of truth, our truth behind every thought, right? So our beliefs are very powerful, and typically our beliefs are on the subconscious level. You all know that. Now, our beliefs, they create our thoughts, right? If we're conscious of our thoughts, we would question those thoughts and say, why am I thinking this, right? Like, why am I thinking this thought right now? Where is it coming from? So this is where you would tap into your beliefs if you're conscious, right? So your thoughts are just energetic energy. They're just like energetic impulses that are neutral in their core. Every thought is neutral in their core. Every thought is a neutral energy. It's the meaning that we give to each thought that creates the emotional reaction, that creates emotions, feelings. The feelings that we feel on the consistent basis, they're electrically charged, they're energy, right? And they create our electromagnetic field. So our energy connected to our thoughts, and our thoughts are connected to the beliefs. And it's the meaning that we give to those thoughts that create this state of being. And we typically have our, you know, signature frequency. That's the predominant state of being, which we radiate into our field. So we create this electromagnetic field typically through our emotions that are related to our thoughts. Anyway, so this electromagnetic field, what does it do? It creates more, it attracts more into the same field, right? So it attracts more of the same frequency because the universe is this loving, beautiful field of energy that says yes to everything that you think and feel. So if you feel that, if you worry about money, like you are in desperate need of money and you radiate desperation into your field, desperate energy, the universe, the field will give you more of that. It will just say, yes, and here is more. Yes, and here is more. Yes, and here is more. If you radiate peace and wealth and love as your predominant state of being, this is the field that you create around you, the universe will lovingly give you more of the same. Yes, there is more. Yes, here is more. So the universe is like this copy machine that gives you more of your predominant way of feeling and thinking. Okay? So you get it, right? So how we create this field around us and how we create our life experiences through this field of energy. So our life is actually our mirror. We experience ourselves through the mirror of life. Now, how do we collectively create? Same way, same thing. So whatever we see in the world right now, all the wars and conflicts and, um, political stuff and pandemics and natural disasters, we've created the field collectively. We created the environment. The soil was so fertile for all that stuff, for all that chaos to emerge, to reflect that back to our collective consciousness, saying, hey guys, this is what's going on deep inside of you. This is what you're creating in your individual fields, and individual fields are all merging into this collective field. So the collective is mirroring our predominant level or state of consciousness as collective. Is this making sense? Is this landing with you? Is it like, can you see this, how we're all creating this stuff? Yeah. So it's this law of cause. Thank you, Glenn. So it's this law of cause and effect. It works without us knowing it. So we are the cause and our life is the effect. So if we want to change the effect or the life, we get to tune inwards and to see what needs to be changed or alchemized internally: beliefs, thoughts, emotions, our spiritual awareness, our body, like all those three layers of creation: soul, mind, and body. So we can create healthy environments for ourselves individually, and then also activate or impact other people. So together we can create healthy collective environments. to enjoy our thriving world together. Okay. So this is just for you to see how we create the field, individual field. You are the center of your life. You are the center of your own universe, right? So, and you create everything that you experience in your physical life. And then we collectively create our collective experience. Now, so victimhood. Before I go into the specific pattern of victimhood, I want to say that there's no judgment. When I say, victim mentality, victimhood, I am saying this with so much love and acceptance, because, victimhood is one polarity of being a divine creator. And for us to realize and remember and experience ourselves physically through creation, that we are indeed divine creators, we get to know the polarity, which is being a victim, powerless, seeing power outside of us, right? So we get to experience what victim feels like, which is the pattern, the polarity of survival, so that we can actually experience and know what divine creator within us feels like, so we can experience thriving on all levels. So survival, thriving, victimhood, divine creator. Now, it's just the spectrum of relativity, meaning it's relative. Everything is relative. It's, something is not better or worse. Victimhood is not better or worse than being a divine creator. And I will give you an example. For example, if I am tall, like I'm tall, a tall woman, how do I know that I'm tall? I need to experience myself in relation to a short woman, right? Like that way I know that I'm tall. But tall and short, it's not better or worse. Same with victim and divine creation. It's not like victim is, bad and divine creation is good. No. So I want you to see victimhood as not something like negative, something that needs to be judged, something that like it's full of shame and it's like, guilt. No, it's this experiential, I guess, experience way for us to know where we are in that spectrum and how we can actually consciously choose to be conscious, powerful creators of our life. Okay. This is just for us to become aware, no judgment. So let me go into 4, I would say, layers of victimhood, right? So, so that we start acknowledging or becoming aware of where we're still subscribing to those layers of victimhood, so we can make a conscious choice to actually choose to be conscious, divine, powerful creators of our life. So the first one is responsibility. And I know you've heard this word and concept so many times, but there's so many layers to responsibility. And I want to actually talk about 3 major levels of responsibility. The first level of responsibility is your personal responsibility, right? So it's us, you and me, we are personally, individually responsible for all aspects of our life, our health, our wealth, money, relationship, even like intimacy, like all the details of our life. We are responsible. We are the creators of that aspect, right? So we get to take full responsibility for all aspects of our life. I remember this first came to me when I was super sick. I was in the hospital. Doctors told me that I'm not going to make it through the surgery because I was so weak. My body was shutting down on me. And they told my husband that I'm not going to make it. And then I remember that night, there was like a miracle night then when a nurse gave me a book, The Secret, and I started reading it, and I realized that, oh my God, I created this disease in my body. I created it. Not my work, not my 9 to 5, not my husband, not my parents. I did it. So that night, I took radical responsibility for my health. I told myself, if I created this disease, I can create healing. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I will heal myself. I took full responsibility. That was the point, the moment of claiming that responsibility and owning my power. So I will be giving you some questions for you to reflect where you are not taking full responsibility for your life, okay? Because that's the moment where you can alchemize it into claiming your power in that area. But there are 3 levels of responsibility. The first one is your personal responsibility. You're responsible for all aspects of your life, your individual life, your individual experience. The second level is your family, especially your children. You're responsible for the people, for the children you created, for the family that you created, right? So it's taking responsibility of your loved ones. That makes sense, right? And the third level of responsibility is taking responsibility for the things that are going on in the world. This is master responsibility. That means that we know that we somehow are responsible for creating the environment, the field of energy that created that experience for us globally. So when we realize that we actually can expand our level of responsibility and see our planet Earth as something we take full responsibility for. I take full responsibility for what's going on on our planet, and I want to change it. How do I change it? I created this little thing, the Global Energetic Charity. And I'm being conscious about spreading my message for people to realize how we can actually create the change, be the shift, right? So personal responsibility, family responsibility, and then collective responsibility, 3 layers. 3 levels. The second layer of victim mentality or victimhood is seeing power outside of you. So when we see power outside of ourselves, we feel small. We feel like life is so big and it's so scary and unpredictable, and we're small. We see power in people outside of us, right? We see power in authorities and governments, in teachers, in presidents, parents, neighbors, employers, you name it, in money. We see power outside of us, but we don't see that power within. So that's the second layer, dimension of victimhood, when we feel powerless, less than. We feel less than. So when you think about something and you feel less than, that means that you're giving your power away. Somewhere there's disconnect. In your mind, that thing is bigger than you. So how you shift that is you claim your power. You say, I am the power. My state of being is power. My state of consciousness is my power. My thoughts, my conscious thoughts are powerful because they create. My signature, energetic signature is power. My conscious words are powerful. My actions are power. I am power. So when you claim that power back, you own it. You own it. And then you actually see that life is not big. You are big, and life is just a reflection of you. So there is no like, I am small, life is big. You actually see life as big because it's just a reflection of you, because you are big. You think big, you create big things, you speak big. I mean, you own your power, and from that power, you create big things because you're powerful. For me, that shift was really tapping into my potential and expressing myself from that powerful state to acknowledge myself as power. You know, every time I do an event, I'm like, wow, that was powerful. I'm so proud of myself. I feel that power within. When I speak something, I feel that power. When I connect with like my husband on the very conscious, you know, mature, loving way, and we have this deep, fulfilling conversation, wow, that was powerful. When I connect to my girls on a deeper level and we go deep with that, you know, so for me, it was the process of first accepting that power within me and then owning it as my state of being, as the way I connect with the world, as the way I create within my business, and consciously and consistently re-acknowledging to myself, yes, I am powerful. Yes, I am big. Yes, I am powerful. So that rewired my way of viewing myself, my self concept. But another key is to see power in others because we're all one, we're all equal. I remember one time in my expansion or evolution when I felt my ego felt a little superior. And that's when my heart wasn't fully open. So there is this term, like maybe you've heard about it. It's spiritual narcissism. It's when you think that you know more than others. And I caught myself a couple of times in that energy. And actually, my field reflected back to me. It gave me a couple of people who were narcissists to reflect that back to me. I'm like, huh, why am I experiencing this? Oh, because this is. So, anyway, so when you are in your ego, it's also very essential to realize this fact because if you put yourself on the pedestal feeling superior, you can fall down very hard because the universe will take that crown off of your head because we're all one. There's no superior, inferior, we're all one. So when you realize that you're putting yourself on the pedestal, put everyone else on the pedestal with you. So how I rewired that nuance of my perception is I saw crowns on all women. Like I saw everyone as superior. I saw everyone as a queen. I saw everyone as a king. I saw everyone as divine. There was no one above or below me. We were all one. So when you know, grow into that aspect of your personal power, if your ego is not on board with your heart, it might take over and you might look at the world as, you know, as superior. Be careful because this is you might fall down. You know, it's that aspect that you got to be very careful about. So the key there is to open your heart and see everyone as power. You are powerful and so is everyone else. I remember when I was rewiring my consciousness from the prostitute energy to the queen energy, which is another pattern, you know, victim, divine creator, prostitute, divine feminine, or queen. So when I was wiring into my psyche this queen energy, I was wearing this energetic crown, and I also saw crown on each woman that I saw, you see. So it was just, it helped me to integrate this pattern in a very healthy way so that my ego is not like, you know, running around feeling special. So we're all feeling special. We're all queens. We're all divine. Okay. So I'm just giving you some elements here to pay attention. So the first one, full responsibility. The second one is owning your power and seeing life as the reflection of you and seeing other people as powerful, not inferior, not superior. We're all one. We're all powerful creators. Okay. The third element of victimhood is judgment, judging people, blaming people. And judgment, oh my goodness, is such a sneaky thing. Um, you know, when you judge, and we judge everything, like we go around, you know, about our day we're not even realizing how judgmental we are. So judging is really, you know, not seeing that goodness in others. And blaming is still giving your power away. And what we judge, we become. So instead of judgment, it's actually leaning into radical acceptance, acceptance of others, acceptance of the process, acceptance of yourself. So this, what this acceptance does, when you like fully accept them for who they are, when you fully accept your process as the perfect unfolding for you where you are in life, you activate this flow of non-resistance, because judgment, it actually blocks this beautiful creative flow. But when you accept, you drop resistance and you multiply, you make this flow of life more potent and powerful for you to work with. So judgment creates resistance. To alchemize judgment, it's acceptance of the path, of people around you, but mostly yourself. We're accepting ourselves. Now, during this process of alchemizing, victimhood, prostitute energy, wounded child, I can talk about other, layers of survival, but it's essential to accept ourselves, not to judge ourselves, not to judge ourselves when we become aware of our victim, but to accept ourselves and love ourselves, and to release all those layers that no longer serve us with love. It's like acceptance, love, bless and release. Bless and release with love. So blaming and judging, that's another layer of victimhood. And then the fourth layer of victimhood is this waiting pattern, waiting, hoping, wishing. So it's a very subtle pattern. And when we're waiting for something, we are signaling the universe that we still put our power outside of ourselves. We're still putting responsibility on other people. We're not taking actions. We're not owning our power, and we're not creating from that power. We're still, buying into different conditions and excuses. And we're still seeing opportunities and power and placing responsibility outside of us. So this energy of waiting could look like, I'm not ready yet, or I still need to get another certification in order to, so like, creating those conditions, or coming up with some excuses that would just keep you in where you are right now. And another energy of, waiting and wishing and hoping is, I remember when I was sick and I was praying to God, I was praying for health, I was praying for healing. And I remember that energy when I felt small and powerless. And I would say, God, I'm asking for healing, I'm asking for help, I'm hoping for help. So that energy was the energy of victimhood. I was seeing God as something big and powerful and outside of me. I was feeling small and separate. I was feeling powerless. And I was hoping for something that I could create myself. So when I shifted that and I started feeling and seeing the power of God within me and all around me, and when I realized that I am big and the life is big, I'm not, and I'm not small. I'm not small and I'm not powerless, but I am the creator. So that energy shifted. So now when I go into prayer, it's a completely different energy. It's a completely different intention, where I connect with God from the position of divine creative power that I am, that it is, and it's flowing through me and all around me. So it's this thing when, I was small and life was big, and now I am big and life is big. Life is big because life is the reflection of me. So when I pray, the energy is completely different. Are you getting this? So it's not like wishing for it, but actually asking for guidance and support as I created myself. That was the shift. Mhm. So I'm creating, I'm taking action, I am meditating and I'm launching and I'm doing everything. I am the creator. And I'm asking God from the position of power to guide and support me with this flow of creation. Do you see the difference? Deidre, hi, my friend. So the fourth layer of victimhood is hoping and wishing and waiting instead of actually connecting to that power within you, taking aligned action, aligned to what? To your vision, aligned to your highest identity, and asking God to be supportive, to give you resources, to give you opportunities, to give you like whatever you need, and just be open to receive. So what you do is you are co-creating with God, with source. It's this co-creative act. Okay. So first, taking full responsibility for all aspects of your life, owning your power in everything. Your words are powerful, your thoughts, your conscious thoughts are powerful, your beliefs are powerful, your actions are powerful, your body is powerful, your creations, your ideas are powerful. Your purpose is powerful, your messages are powerful, everything about you is powerful, but it's conscious choice to first acknowledge this and then own it, own it, own it. This is who I am. Rewire yourself to own that power. No judgment, pure acceptance, acceptance and flow. Acceptance create this field of non-resistance. The flow is the field of non-resistance. When you start judging, you start resisting. And then this, pattern of waiting and hoping and wishing for, but not taking action. So shifting that to aligning, taking creative action, and asking for support so you can co-create together. Okay, so those four. And I have prepared a couple of questions for you to just become present and aware as to where you are subscribing to those victim patterns, so you can alchemize and release them with love, no judgment, pure acceptance. And then take this 5 minutes just to reflect on these questions. And I will email them to you after the session so you can take them and maybe you can journal, on them later this week. So the first one is, where in my life am I still avoiding full responsibility for my experience? This is a big one. But once you realize where you are not taking full responsibility, that's the point, the alchemical point of owning your responsibility and reclaiming your power. That's actually a very powerful moment. Maybe I'll give you like 30 seconds for each question. And some things might be just painful to realize in the beginning, but then see them as opportunities. This is your divine opportunity to grow and
expand and create more love and light in your experience, life experience.
And the second question is, where in my life do I still feel stuck or powerless or at the mercy of someone or something else outside of me? It's this feeling that, I'm smaller than what? I'm at the mercy of what or who?
And then I guess the second question after that, once you identify people or circumstances that you think keep you stuck in your current life situation, when you connect to your power, the power of your as a conscious creator of your life, from that position, from that self identity, how can you connect to those people or circumstances to see how you can shift that moment of being stuck or at the mercy of someone or something? So, how can you resolve that from the position of power, owning your power? So, the third question is, who or what do I often blame or judge for my challenges or for my problems? Those just points of awareness. And then how can I accept them for who they are because they are a reflection of me, of some parts of me that I'm not aware of. I remember I realized at one point that, my husband is such a reflection of me in so many ways. And when I dropped all the judgment and just, practiced pure acceptance and connection, I realized that he was highlighting some things within me that I wasn't aware of, you know. So instead, I feel compassion towards him and myself and, move through alchemizing those patterns with love. And I also notice that when I grow, he grows as well. And he reflects my growth as well. So it's interesting, like it seems like he's not doing much spiritual work, but maybe I just see him from a different side. Anyway.
And then the fourth question is, am I waiting for something or someone to change before I take action or feel ready?
to take action? Am I waiting for something or someone to change? So when you realize there's, you can just like release all the waiting game, and you can take action today. And it could be a small action, it could be a small step. But that step taken from the position of power, divine creative power that you are, you realize that there's nothing to be afraid of. The field is waiting for you, all elements are ready, and you just start creating. You enter this beautiful flow and you create, and you see how the field responds to you, and the field supports you, and it becomes this beautiful dance of co-creation. And the last question is, what might be possible for me if I fully stepped into my power as a divine creator? That question, I want you to take and really contemplate this question after this session, and just, maybe this week, just really imagine yourself in your full power. What would be possible for you? What would you create from that power? Okay, beautiful. Do you have any questions or any reflections before we go into a meditation? If you want to share, please feel free. This is a very safe environment to share.
Well, I would say, Tatiana, when you go over the 4 layers of victimhood, I can relate to every single one of them.
Yeah, we can all relate, I bet, because
Yeah.
we were we were raised in this victim mentality, and our parents were raised in this. So it's like generation upon generation living in this pattern of victimhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely brought some things to the surface for me to think about and reflect upon, for sure. Thank
Good.
you.
I'm
Thank
glad.
you.
Of course, yes. And this, this pattern, it's such at the core of like how we perceive life, perceive ourselves. It's one of the fundamental patterns of, experiencing ourselves through our life. But then when you start alchemizing this pattern, you realize it was just keeping you small and safe for a reason, right? But you no longer need to be small and safe. You chose this life, you chose this time and space reality to unlock and release this pattern, to actually create something meaningful, to remember who you are and what you can create with that power. So, and the key is to release it with love, like thank it, be grateful for it, but like, okay, goodbye. I no longer need you. Goodbye. And then, when victim within you comes up, don't judge it, don't blame it. I find myself in victim, here and there, and it's okay. And then I say the key is to be aware of where you are blaming, judging, waiting, and then just connect and ask yourself, okay, I'm owning my power. Everything is possible for me. This entire field, the universe is here with me creating my desires. What would be my next step from here? And you just dive right into this flow and you start creating, and the magic of flow. Okay, beautiful. So let's just make ourselves comfortable, because we will go into this beautiful, gentle meditation where we will activate our individual field with this beautiful, creative, divine source power, radiating from our hearts and minds, and then we will amplify it to create this collective field of consciousness so we can ripple our light into the world. So make yourself comfortable. Thank you for all the love. I receive it. Ooh, beautiful. So go ahead and gently close your eyes and start breathing in through your nose and out through your open mouth. Deep, slow, conscious breaths in through your nose and releasing through your exhale and fully surrendering. And connect to your body, just tune inwards and almost gaze within your body. Just connect to the energy of your body. And you can do like a gentle body scan with your conscious focus going through from the tips of your toes up to your crown, just scanning your energy, connecting to your energetic field, being very present and aware. And anywhere you feel tension or you feel a little bit, dense in your energy, just acknowledge that. We will release that shortly, but just keep it there for now. And now drop your focus right into your heart and gaze right into your heart, activating your heart energy. Start breathing in and out through your heart. And with each inhale, activating this beautiful, loving, nourishing, soft energy of your heart. Infinitely loving, all knowing, fully supportive love energy that is available within you at any given moment. And as you connect to your heart and you activate this beautiful, nourishing, vital energy of love, just go ahead and bathe your entire body with this energy, releasing those energies that are tense, releasing any shadow of that victimhood in your body with this beautiful energy of love. And as you bathe your body with love, you can see your cells opening up and expanding and radiating more light and smiling and celebrating. And with each breath, just activate more and more light within you. All cells of your body, see them radiating this beautiful divine light. They're vibrating with light. And anywhere that you feel tension or you feel this like dense energy of being powerless or feeling like a victim, just go ahead and just shine your light from your heart into that area and completely alchemize that shadow. And as you feel your body activated with light, start seeing that light radiating from your body into your aura. So you become this being of light. your pure light energy, radiating light all around you. And you activate this electromagnetic field around you to vibrate with love and light, the pure essence of who you are. And you might feel goosebumps, you might feel tingling in your body. This is you activating your true essence. This is you connecting to the frequency of light, which is the purest, the highest frequency. And you can connect to it with your body, with your mind, with your essence right now. And just imagine rippling this beautiful light energy from your core into your field and activating the field around you with love and light. Just see your being as this beautiful beam of light, a beacon of light, radiating light into the world. And what you feel infinite love. And now see us as this group of people radiating light. And then imagine us rippling our light into the world and lighting up other people with this energy of love and light. And just visualize them as those like light bulbs that just turn on with their light. And if you want, you can just zoom out into the universe, into the, our galaxy, and see our planet Earth. And you can like activate this light individually or within countries. You can actually see our planet activating with light and being the light. And where you see darkness or shadow on our planet Earth, you can just like beam your light there and you see the shadows just dissolves. So everywhere you look, you dissolve shadow. You just become this beacon of light. You activate other people. You activate continents and countries. You activate our entire planet with your energy, with your power. You are that powerful. We are that powerful. We can create change. So you can ask our planet Earth to reveal the areas where your light is needed the most. Maybe some countries, governments, and just shine your light there with pure intention to spread more love and more light. And just visualize, see it, that the shadow is dissolving and there is more light in the world. And as the shadow is dissolving and we're feeling and seeing more light, you can imagine people thriving and celebrating and enjoying their lives. They're thriving, they're dancing, they're singing, they're sharing love with each other, they're sharing light with each other. The planet is healing, and our planet is thriving. We have a beautiful, thriving planet to share with our children. Beautiful. And now you can zoom in, closer and closer to come back to your body. Connect to that powerful energy of love and light, the divine creator energy within you. Anchor it in your body, anchor it in your heart. Own it, create from it, share it with the world. Activate other souls with this light. See how it transforms and changes your life. Take another deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. This is so beautiful. Thank you for joining, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being part of this meditation activation. I encourage you to still reflect on the questions I gave you. Alchemize this beautiful victim pattern with love and light, and radiate your life and light into the world. Okay? Beautiful. If you want to share anything, feel free. If not, I know we are on the same energetic frequency. So I feel you. Beautiful. Sending you so much love. Bye. Bye, guys.